Celestia from Crochet Crochic, and today we will do the half double crochet chainless foundation. Enjoy! Traditionally, you make a chain foundation and then your row 1 you make into those chain foundations. Now what we do with a chainless foundation is we make our very first row directly and together with our chain foundation. So we're bypassing this process, making a chain foundation, and we do it all in one go. So our chain foundation, there it is, beautiful, and our first row we do at the same time. You absolutely can't tell the difference between making a chain foundation with your half double crochet or whether it's a half double crochet chainless foundation. When you looked at the product and you looked at your finished work, you absolutely cannot tell the difference, and it's such a time saver. To do your half double crochet chainless foundation, you start with your slip knot on your hook and you chain 3 stitches. Now normally for your turning chain for a half double crochet you use 2 chains. So you have 2 chains for your half double crochet turning chain and then 1 chain for your foundation, your chain foundation. So that's what the 3 chains are for. You will place your hook into the very first chain stitch that you made that's closest to your slip knot. I always place my hook in the back hoop or the back bump instead of the chain in front. Say for example you make a single crochet. Your turning chain is normally 1 and then you just add 1 more stitch for your foundation. So if you do your chainless foundation in a single crochet, you're going to make 2 chains at the beginning. If you make a double crochet, because you normally have 3 chains for your double crochet turning chain, you will make it 4 chains, 1 chain extra, which will, the first one will go for your foundation. But I have links in my description box below. You can follow those links and it will show you how to make those chainless foundations. Now you yarn over and you place your hook into that very first chain closest to your slip knot and you pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook like you normally do with a half double crochet. But instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3 of those, we first need to make our chain foundation or our foundation stitch that we work onto. So you yarn over and you pull through only the first loop that's on your hook. So now you can clearly see there's your chain stitch, which would be your foundation, and now we're going to make our half double crochet. So my next stitch will go into this chain that I've just made. So pinch that one as to mark it. There I've done my half double crochet. Now I yarn over and there where I held on to that chain stitch that I made just now, I place my hook into that chain stitch. I yarn over, I pull up a loop. Now again I have 3 loops on my hook. I yarn over and I pull through just 1 loop. So now I have my chain foundation plus a half or incomplete half double crochet, and I pull up a loop. Now in that last chain that I made, that I pinched, I yarn over, I place my hook in there, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook. I yarn over and I pull it through that first loop that's on my hook. Again I have my chain foundation with my 3 loops, which would be my half double crochet. Okay, so you continue with this until you've got as many stitches as your pattern requires. If your pattern says 20, then you make 20. You just remember to, instead of pulling through all 3 loops initially, you just pull it through the 1 and then yarn over, pull through all 3. So yarn over, place your hook into that very last chain that you dropped off, pull up a loop. Now you have your 3, yarn over, pull through that very first one. Now you still have 3. There's my chain, and now I'm going to do my half double crochet on top of it. So again I yarn over and I place my hook into that last chain that I dropped off. I pull up a loop. There's my 3 hoops. yarn over, make my chain, yarn over, pull through all stitches. And I continue with this until I have enough stitches. I'll show you how to count your stitches at the end, and I will show you how to work on top of this when you get to your second row. This is so convenient because what you can do is you save so much time actually struggling to put your hook into the chain foundation, and you can count so much easier your stitches. You don't have to redo anything or struggle with counting little chain stitches, especially if you work with cotton. This is just so much more convenient. Once you start doing this, it's very difficult to go back to a chain foundation. I've by far preferred this to having the normal chain foundation. Now, in order to count your stitches, there you can see there's my chain foundation. On this side, my beautiful braided chains. You can see it there. It looks like a normal chain foundation. There's my half double crochets, and there's the top of my half double crochets. It looks like normal half double crochets that's placed on the chain foundation. You absolutely cannot tell the difference when you use this instead of a traditional chain with the first row of half double crochets. You can't tell the difference between the two. Now, in order to go and count your stitches, you look at the loops at the top, just like you normally would. There's my first stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I've got 13 stitches on my foundation. Now, just like normally for a half double crochet, I chain 2, turn it around, and do my normal stitches like I normally do into that loop that I see that's at the top. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel.